Madam President and members of the City Council, thank you for allowing me to come to speak to you briefly this morning about our administration's proposed budget for 2014. First of all, let me thank all of you for the unbelievable amount of work that you have done with us to actually help us prepare our presentation, the executive budget's presentation to you, the legislative body. I want to recall when we first got here, a number of you on the council, including Councilmember Clarkson and Morell and Guidry, said we needed more time. And we actually enacted an executive order that asked us to present this budget actually to you 2 weeks earlier than we normally would. And we changed that entire budgeting procedure. And so, again, just so that we don't forget where we came from, we're here early to give, of course, the citizens more time to participate. On top of that, one of the things that our administration did when we came into office was started a new practice of actually going around to every district in the city and asked the people what they thought. I'm thrilled by these meetings. For the fourth year in a row now, we have had meetings previous to our actually developing the budget, because I told the people that we were going to listen to what they said. And I want to thank each and every one of you, because each of you here today came to the meetings in your district, and Council President Clarkson, I believe you made all of them. And so I'm very thankful, and there's no filter between what the public said and what it is that we heard. So our administration, after hearing what the public wanted, went back, and for the fourth year in a row, we have confected a budget that, given the resources that we have, responds to the public request to do what it is that they say they need. It is worth remembering, though, that when we got here, this city was $100 million in the hole. We were spending 20% more than we were coming in. For every $4 that we took in, we spent $5. And we had to fix that problem. We've set about together creating structural reforms that created sound financial footing for the city of New Orleans. And for a number of years, we're very focused, very disciplined, and went through some very, very difficult times. For those of you that were with us at that time, and those of you that came a bit later, you now see that we cut very aggressively. But we cut with a scalpel. We didn't cut with a hatchet. We also reorganized the mousetrap of government so that we could be more efficient, more lean, more effective, and we continue to do that. And then we took the savings and we invested in the things that mattered. The public's number one priority is public safety. There's no question about it. They want their potholes filled. They want their street lights on. They want to make sure that light gets down. They want to make sure that we have jobs for our citizens, and they want to make sure that the government works. And we have, over the years, worked really, really hard to get us to that point. But, as I said just a minute ago, we're not out of the woods. I sent to you all a couple of weeks ago a fairly long analysis of why Detroit went bankrupt and the analysis therefore. And what it said was it took Detroit 50 years to go bankrupt. And the reason it went bankrupt was not laid on any one group of people, but overall a city that refused to see where the future was, to take the hard steps that were right in front of them, and to not make the tough decisions that were necessary to make the city sound. Now, the good news is that we're not there, that because of all the work that we have done, we have gotten ourselves back to sound financial footing, dug ourselves out of a gargantuan hole, and gotten almost back to even. But we're far from perfect, and we have a very, very long way to go. And so one of the things that our administration has tried to do, besides getting the budget right specifically every year, was to get it right in a way that creates sound financial foundations so that it can be sustained over a long period of time. The things that continue to threaten us have threatened us in the past. Huge judgments, either from civil district court or federal court, dealing with the firefighters' pension board or the consent decrees could make it much more difficult. If we do not do structural reforms in the firefighters' pension fund, if we don't find the low-hanging fruit on reforming the criminal justice system, if we continue not to make the hard decisions that are necessary to get the city in place to be a 21st century knowledge-based economy, it could put liabilities on us for later. So I would ask you, as you move through this budget, you have a very, very difficult task. You have to balance the immediate needs of the people of the city of New Orleans with a limited amount of money. And you have to do it in a way that leaves it in a better place for those that are going to come after us. That is really important, because one of the things that this administration is trying to do again is to lay strong foundations so that this city has a great chance to continue to explode in the way that it is now. And you see that happening. It is very, very rare for the city of New Orleans to be on the front page of the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or Forbes magazine or Inc. magazine and having them saying things like, "Gosh, that's the fastest growing city in America. There is a retail building boom going on in the city of America. They are the most innovative city in the country right now." That is not something that happens all the time, and it doesn't happen by accident. And so I commend this budget to you. I'm going to ask my Deputy Mayor and Chief Administrative Officer and my Deputy Mayor for Infrastructure, Mr. Andy Cottle and Mr. Cedric Grant, to take you through the specifics of the budget. But this budget closely reflects what the will of the people is based on their expressions to us through our individual contacts, through the community meetings, and through the work that we have done over the couple years. And it puts New Orleans in a position of maintaining aggressive investments in public safety, in health, in recreation, in light, and basic government services. It also puts us in a position that in the event that something comes that's unexpected, we believe that we're in a position to respond to it. So I commend this to you. I think that in light of what's happening in Washington, D.C., where a small group of individuals have completely uprooted the way government works, that this city council and this administration have shown how it looks when government works. I don't have the exact number, but my best estimate is that at least 98% of the votes that have been taken in this city council in the last 3.5 years have been almost unanimous. And when we have had disagreements, they have been minor, and that we have worked together really wonderfully as a team. We have our disagreements. We have our differences of opinions about how things should work. But at the end of the day, this is a shining example of what coming together looks like, trying to find common ground and continuing to move forward in a way that is beneficial to the people of the city of New Orleans. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the partnership that each of us have had. I commend this now to you. The executive branch has passed the baton to you, the legislative branch, and we will work with you over the next couple of months to have a budget that will help the city of New Orleans maintain our greatness as a city for years to come. Thank you all so very much.